Excuse me. Good morning and welcome back to the Football Tribe UG channel. Robert Kesakos is your usual suspect. Welcome back to yet another live broadcast on the Football Tribe UG channel, your favorite sports update channel, your favorite football channel, bringing you the latest from the world of football, from the world of transfers and things in that line. Anyways, it's good to be back. It's a beautiful, Friday morning. It's about 9:30 a.m. When we are coming to you live. That's East African time. Allow me send my shout outs to all of you, the regulars, the usual suspects of the Football Tribe channel. People like Peter Parker, Pressing Kosi, Safa Ali, Maria Momoto, or Amlen Okoyo. February. Just for the laugh 77, Fatrus Ali, and everybody that is a regular on this channel. I do want to say I do appreciate your love and support really. Thank you so much for always taking the time to be with us every single day that you manage to catch these broadcasts. I do not take your love and support for granted. Much appreciated. So allow me to do the honors of having our audios tested before we get into the thick of today's conversation. That will mainly revolve around the FIFA Club World Cup, following the confirmation of all the teams that will be taking part in the last 16 and what the fixtures look like in that regard. A lot has taken place last night. Of course, we did witness some really incredible results from the competition itself, including Manchester City putting 5 past Juventus, who Juventus now are destined to meet the Real Madrid, a team that they met in the 2017 finals of the UEFA Champions League and things of that nature. So really interesting stuff there that we are going to be talking about this morning. It's always good to be back. So if you're just joining us, kindly like the broadcast. Do me the absolute favor, like the broadcast, and also consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here. So, like I said, this morning our main focus is going to be around the FIFA Club World Cup. There, Xabi Alonso confirming Endrick is part of his plans, but more importantly, we're going to be looking at the round of 16 fixtures and try and see who we think will be advancing to the quarterfinals. Because yesterday we did wrap up the group stages with those fixtures as Manchester City beat up against Juventus by 5 goals to 2. Then, excuse me, but regardless, Courage Kennedy. Hi, Courage Kennedy. How are you doing, my brother? How is your morning? How is your day? Then, of course, the other fixture of the same group was between Wydad Casablanca beating up against Al-Ain. Al-Ain beating up against Wydad Casablanca there. So I can see that's how do they pronounce that? Apologies. The True Bounty Hunter. How are you doing, my brother? Good to have you on the broadcast. I think it's my first time seeing you alongside Rodriguez and Courage Kennedy. Please consider subscribing to the channel and help support my channel, help support Football Tribe UG, grow its community, but also continue to grow as a platform. Thank you so much. Do let me know where you're joining us from this morning. I'm interested in know where you guys are joining us from this morning. Thank you, Team India. Thank you, Team UK. Thank you, Team Turkey, Kenya, Nigeria, United States, Indonesia, Malaysia. We have the Yellow Dayak from Malaysia. Thank you so much, my brother. One of our usual suspects, Extroy. They are from India. Thank you so much. You say I've been good. How are you, sir? I'm all right, my brother. I'm all right. So, are you a football fan? And if you are, please let me know what team you support. If you are, if you're not, I completely do understand. And the reason as to why I appreciate some of you so much is some of you are not football fanatics, but yet you still say, yeah, we will be here and support Robert on his journey of growth on his channel at Football Tribe UG. So thank you so much. I do appreciate really your effort, the time you do invest in watching our content here. It's not taken for granted. So like I said, the other fixture in Group G was Al-Ain beating up against Wydad Casablanca by 2-1, but nonetheless, that result could only earn Al-Ain some winning money, but it didn't mean anything in regards to the advancement to the round of 16 because Man City and Juventus had already confirmed their place in the round of 16. We just needed to know who is topping the group and who will be facing who, which means in this case, Man City will be facing Al-Hilal from the Saudi Pro League at the round of 16, while Juventus will meet their 2017 UEFA Champions League opponents in Real Madrid. Remember, Juventus lost that fixture by 4-1 at that time. But yesterday, it was Jeremy Doku that opened the scoring for Manchester City, and with Ryan Ashnory providing the assist. But hardly 2 minutes later, we did have Cope Miners capitalize on a loose pass from Ederson Morales to score to restore parity, and it was 1-1. In the 26th minute, Kalulu scored an own goal, a very unfortunate own goal to give Manchester City the 2-1 lead going into halftime. And then in the second half, it was Bert Erling Haaland scoring to make it 3-1 thanks to a Matthias Nunes assist, while Savinho provided the assist for Phil Foden's goal in the 69th minute before Savinho himself struck from distance to make it 5-1 on the night. That was in the 75th minute, while Dusan Vlahovic also, who came off the bench, I think, with Kenan Yildiz there providing the assist, scored to make it 5-2. But that is what it was, and Man City advanced from the group as the leaders of the group with a tally, with a tally of 9 points, having won all the 3 games from the group stage, scoring 13 goals and conceding only 2, while Juventus managed to score 11 goals and conceded 6. They are advancing in 6th place. The other fixtures leading into this morning, that was at 4 a.m. East African time. We did have Real Madrid beat up against Red Bull Salzburg by 3-0. Vinicius Junior, Fede Valverde, and Gonzalo Garcia there scoring to make sure that Real Madrid are close to victory. Gonzalo Garcia becoming a very key player in this team for Xabi Alonso. We do have Maria de Lourdes Pereira. Hi, Maria de Lourdes. Where are you joining us from? From Brazil. That's beautiful. Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro. Where exactly? Paqueta, the island. Where exactly around Brazil? But thank you so much for joining us. Please consider subscribing to the channel and help support what I do here on this channel. It will be much appreciated, really, if you can do me that absolute honor of subscribing to the channel. But thank you. Sao Paulo, okay, that's beautiful. How is Brazil? How are the beaches of Brazil? You know, Brazil is known for a great deal of many things, among them the beautiful beaches, of course, the natural talent when it comes to football, arguably the most talented, a country when it comes to football. My favorite player of all time is Ronaldinho Gaucho de Assis Moreira. And then, of course, it is known for the beautiful women. It's known for coffee growing. Even we here back in Uganda do grow a lot of coffee. So it's one of those countries that we often love in Brazil. So thank you so much, Maria de Lourdes Pereira, for joining us from Brazil. So, like I was saying, Real Madrid are cruising to a 3-0 victory in that game. Like I said, Vinicius Junior, Fede Valverde, by the way, was scoring his second goal in the tournament, and then I think same goes for Goncalo Ramos, scoring his second goal in the tournament. In the other game, Al-Hilal beat up against Pachuca by 2-0. Those goals scored by Dawasari as well as Leonardo there. Ruben Neves are scoring providing the assist. Now, there have been some reports in recent days linking Ruben Neves with a potential move to Real Madrid. So that's the 28-year-old Portuguese midfielder, formerly at Wolverhampton Wanderers, playing for Al-Hilal. So that's the FIFA Club World Cup as it is ongoing there, respectively. I just want to find out here. Yes, we are into the round of 16, and those games will be coming to starting, I think, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, today. I hope I'm getting my things right. My brother, I think you're writing Spanish. I must say, I'm not good with Spanish or Portuguese. Whether if it's in Spanish or Portuguese, if you're asking what part of the world I do come from Uganda, a country called Uganda, a small country in East Africa. The region is East Africa. It's in Africa, but it's called Uganda, Kampala, Uganda. Yes, in Africa. Yes, my brother. Thanks for asking. If you can find out, try and Google it. It's also the Pearl of Africa. That's where I'm coming to you live from. But thanks for asking, really. So, like I was saying, we peace to you, my brother. We head into the round of 16, the knockout stages, to determine who will then qualify for, who will qualify for the quarterfinals of the competition. And I mean, I suddenly get to think that Real Madrid will be one of those teams that will be headed for, that will be headed for the quarterfinals as things stand, at least. Really, that's one of my expectations. For example, tomorrow, that's at 7 p.m. East African time. We'll have Paramides up against against Botafogo. Paramides up against Botafogo, while at 11 p.m. Benfica will be up against Chelsea. That's tomorrow, Saturday, the 5th. Sorry, not tomorrow. Apologies. This will be Saturday. I've mixed up a few dates here. The 5th of July will be the date for the quarterfinals. But tomorrow, Paramides are up against Botafogo at 7 p.m. East African time, while at 11 p.m. East African time, Chelsea will be up against Benfica. Then on Monday night, I will have Inter Milan up against Fluminense. That's at 10 p.m., while Manchester City will be up against Al-Hilal at 4 a.m. That's on Tuesday. Yes, that's on Tuesday. Then Paris Saint-Germain on Sunday will be up against Inter Miami. I think. Let me use a different. Let me try and see if I can use a more structured calendar for these particular fixtures, so that I do not confuse many of you, or so that I do not confuse us in this ongoing process. Because PSG up against Inter Miami, that will be on Sunday, June the 29th. That game will come at 7 p.m. East African time. While on the same day, Flamengo will be up against Bayern Munich. And then on 1st July, we will have Real Madrid up against Juventus. Dortmund will be up against Monterrey. That will be on the 2nd of July. It will be a Wednesday. So that's going to be the round of fixtures from the round of 16. And from there, we then will go to the quarterfinals and eventually go on to the semifinals. Now, whoever advances between Paramides and Botafogo will meet whoever advances between Benfica and Chelsea, and whoever advances between Inter Milan and Fluminense will meet either of Manchester City or Al-Hilal. Now, let's go with my predictions on this one. I do expect Botafogo to get the better of Paramides to advance, while I expect Chelsea to edge Benfica to advance to the quarterfinals. of the competition. Then Inter Milan against Fluminense, a bit of a difficult one, but I'll go with Inter Milan on this one to edge it. While Man City, I do expect them to beat up against Al-Hilal and reach at least the quarterfinals of the tournament. However, then PSG Inter Miami, because I did choose PSG as the favorites of this tournament, I said PSG will get the better of Inter Miami and advance to the quarterfinals, and then will meet Bayern Munich. I expect Bayern Munich to beat up against Flamengo to advance to the quarterfinals. And then I do expect Real Madrid to get the better of Juventus and then advance to the quarterfinals, while Dortmund will advance against Monterrey. So that means Real Madrid will meet Dortmund at the quarterfinals in my predictions, while PSG will meet Bayern Munich. Should be a very, very interesting fixture. Then Man City will meet Inter Milan. Remember, they beat Man City beat Inter Milan in the 2023 finals of the UEFA Champions League by goal to nil. That goal scored by Rodri to be crowned European champions, while Benfica will meet while Chelsea will meet Botafogo. We'll assess those predictions at the right time when we conclude the round of 16, and then perhaps then it will be upon that basis that then I'll make my predictions for subsequently the next round. Then what's the other issue? What's the other issue? Okay. Anyways, that's the run of fixtures that you should be expecting to come your way in as far as the knockout stages of the FIFA Club World Cup is concerned. Now, at the knockout stages, that's where I expect things, or that's where we expect things to get a little more heated up, things to take more shape in regards to support in terms of more fans coming out to more fans coming out to the stadiums to watch more of these games and things of that nature. Really, that's where our expectations do lie in regards to this particular tournament. Not that the turn-up has been bad, but let's say it's not been good in some of these games. Of course, in some of the big games, like Real Madrid games, the turn-up has been really, really good. PSG, Atletico Madrid, it had a very good turn-up. I'm not yet aware which match has had the most fans, but I do know we're in millions of fans that have gone out here to the stadiums to watch these games. Anyways, I'll leave the FIFA Club World Cup at that at the moment and run to the world of transfers and talk about transfer gossip and speculation at the moment, because Arsenal are set to rival their London nemesis in Tottenham Hotspurs for the signature of 26-year-old Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace, who has a release clause of £68 million that is believed to be for whose terms is believed to be paid in 3 installments of £20 million each, with £8 million to be in expected add-ons, according to multiple reports. Because apparently the Gunners are looking at Eberechi Eze as the second best alternative to should their pursuits for Rodrigo Goes from Real Madrid fail. Rodrigo Goes yesterday had to come off the bench to get some minutes in that game for Real Madrid. He did replace Vinicius Jr. in that game. Then Tottenham do value Argentine centre-back, that's Christian Romero, only 27 years of age, at over £60 million. This is amid his interest from Atletico de Madrid, who, by the way, yesterday signed Matteo Ruggeri from Atlanta as their preferred choice for a left back. Of course, Al-Hilal this week, or starting from the tail end of last week, we had reports that Atletico Madrid were interested in signing Andy Robertson, that's the 31-year-old Scotland international from Liverpool, with Lucas Digne as their prized alternative should they fail in their pursuits to land the Liverpool's ace. But they've signed, at least they've reached an agreement to sign Matteo Ruggeri from Atlanta in a deal believed to be worth about €20 million. Then Napoli and Juventus are willing to offer £25 million to sign Manchester United forward in Jadon Sancho. However, there is a bit of a sticking point over his wages. They cannot meet his 250 grand asking weekly wages, because he's on really high wages. And Fenerbahce are equally interested in signing Jordan Sancho, as well as some Saudi pro leagues like Al-Hilal, Al-Nassr, and Al-Qadash. So, I mean, for those Saudi pro league clubs, they definitely can meet his wage demands and perhaps even more. But for Italian teams that are really interested in his services, and perhaps even Fenerbahce, I do not think any of them will be willing to meet his 250k weekly wages in pounds there. It's a bit of a high one, and that's the bit of a sticking point. That's where Manchester United, I believe, may face challenges in trying to move on some of these players that they do want to move on, including Marcus Rashford, if he is to go to a team other than Barcelona, because it is believed that at Barcelona, that's where he would consider taking a pay cut for him to complete that move. Reports have gone on to suggest that Barcelona may consider taking him on at least a season-long loan, but let's wait and see if those reports hold any water to them going forward. Then Manchester United are exploring an ambitious move for to sign Paris Saint-Germain holding midfielder or central midfielder Warren Zaire-Emery was also been linked with a potential move to Arsenal. But also remember, Arsenal have already agreed on a deal to sign Christian Nogard from Brentford. So I do not think perhaps should that deal go through as is expected, but that's pending the player passing his medicals, then I do not expect that Arsenal will go back in the market and sign a player like Warren Zaire-Emery or even Lucien Agueme, who has been linked also with the potential move to Arsenal. Lucien Agueme, they're playing for Sevilla, only 23 years of age, a French international, very good holding midfielder. And then Fulham apparently have no interest in offloading Rodrigo Muniz, despite interest from Leeds. The 24-year-old Brazilian international has attracted interest from the newly promoted side in Leeds, who are under the charges of Daniel Faki, formerly at Norwich City. Then Liverpool have opened talks with Crystal Palace over a deal to sign their captain Mark Guehi, with the 24-year-old still having only 1 year left on his contract. It is believed that he does prefer a move to Anfield, where he is more or less guaranteed playing time, as opposed to moving to the likes of Newcastle or Tottenham Hotspur, as well as Arsenal, who are earlier on linked with a potential move for the England international, as well as Chelsea. Now, of course, he couldn't have gone to Arsenal because he knows that at Arsenal they already have their primary centre backs in Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, so getting a slot in there in that starting level would be a whole mountain to climb. But when you go to a team like Chelsea, I think you do give yourself a chance, because I think McVeigh is better than any other Chelsea defender that there is. No offense to Wesley Fofana, no offense to Levi Colwill, no offense to Tosin Aderabio, no offense to Trevor Chalobah, no offense to Axel Disasi, and anybody else that Chelsea may think is capable of playing in their center midfield. Maybe Levi Colwill, they could go toe to toe, but Wesley Fofana, his track record with injuries that keeps on hampering his progress, seems to have stagnated his career to a certain extent. Meanwhile, Newcastle have launched bids to sign 23-year-old Brazilian forward, that's João Pedro from Brighton and Hove Albion. It is reported that Brighton and Hove Albion do value the Brazilian star at about £68 million. Meanwhile, Newcastle also want to sign James Trafford from Burnley, and it is believed that James Trafford and Newcastle have already reached an agreement on personal terms for the 22-year-old England goalkeeper to join the Magpies. Newcastle, although they had a bid of £45 million turned down for Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest, it looks like they are not yet to back down in their pursuit for the 23-year-old Swedish international. However, should they fail in their pursuits for Anthony Elanga, then they could turn their attention to Karim Adeyemi from Borussia Dortmund or Johan Bakayoko from PSV Eindhoven. Then Manchester United are back in pole position to sign Sporting Lisbon striker Victor Gyökeres, the 27-year-old Swedish international, is apparently keen on a reunion with his former boss in Ruben Amorim. That's according to Mirror, the newspaper. While Fulham are interested in Brazilian forward Romulo, 23 years of age, who scored 17 goals in 33 games for Turkish club Göztepe last season. That's according to The Athletic. West Ham are battling Wolves to sign £25 million rated Nice and Ivory Coast striker Ivan Guessand, only 23 years of age, while Brentford have also broadly agreed a deal to sign Feyenoord's 20-year-old attacking midfielder Anton Milambo, who is a Netherlands under-21 international. So there you have it in regards to the latest from the world of transfer gossip and speculation. Of course, what we do expect is Liverpool to make a move to try and sign a centre back. After announcing the deal to sign Milos Kerkez, we do expect them to fast track their negotiations with Napoli over a potential transfer for Darwin Núñez before returning to the market to get their prized striker, with Hugo Ekitike being believed to be the primary target, although they may be unwilling to pay the 100 million euros asking fee that is for the 23-year-old French international. Remember, he only turned 23 on June the 20th. Then, of course, Timothy Weah has no intentions whatsoever to make a move to Nottingham Forest, despite Nottingham Forest being really, really interested in his services. So let's wait and see what will come of that deal. Then Cristiano Ronaldo did renew his contract with Al Nassr yesterday. I did put pen to paper on a 2-year contract in which he will be earning a whopping 178 million pounds. That's approximately about 3.4 million pounds per week, or even more. I mean, and I've told you guys this. The thing about Cristiano Ronaldo, it's not about the football that he plays. It's about what he means. It's about what his image means, his brand means to the Saudi Pro League as an entire competition, to what Saudi Arabia, to what he means to Saudi Arabia as a country in regards to their PR, in terms of their public relations, and trying to market the country that is destined or is expected to host the 2034 FIFA World Cup. So, in the grand scheme of things, there's some sources reporting that he could consider investing some of this money in the Saudi Pro League, with one of those teams, depending on what he's choosing, could be. Excuse me, apologies on that one. Then, of course, Alvaro Morata is being pursued by Como. Como were under the charges of Francesc Sola Fabregas, the Spanish manager who has been a target for clubs like Bayer Leverkusen, the Red Bull Group, as well as Inter Milan, who all wanted him as a managerial replacement. But similarly, there have been reports suggesting that should Pep Guardiola leave Manchester City in a not so far future, or in a non-distant future, then Cesc Fabregas could be one of those that they consider as a replacement for Pep Guardiola, the most successful manager in Manchester City's club history. Then, of course, Ivan Perisic has agreed to a new-year deal with PSV Eindhoven, there to stay in Eredivisie for the next 2 years. So that is there. Then, of course, Benfica and Real Madrid are yet to agree on a fee for Alvaro Carreras. That's the 23-year-old Spanish left-back who has attracted interest from Real Madrid. Then yesterday, Xabi Alonso was speaking about Endrick, and he said Endrick is definitely in my plans. I want him back with us as soon as possible. That's Endrick. Finney Jr., meanwhile, was the man of the match in yesterday's 3-0 victory for Real Madrid. Yesterday, by the way, Real Madrid appeared to play with the back three and then two wing backs in Fran Garcia and Trent Alexander-Arnold. The back three being formed of Antonio Rudiger, Dean Howson, and Aurelio Tchouameni. And then in that midfield, you had Jude Bellingham, you had Fede Valverde, and then you had Arda Güler, and then ahead of them was Vinicius Junior and Goncalo Ramos. And Gonzalo Garcia. Yes, Goncalo. Is it Goncalo Garcia? I stand to be corrected on the right second name there for the Real Madrid star. I need to look that up. It should be Gonzalo Garcia. Yes, and Gonzalo Garcia. Yes, there it is. Then again, Timo Werner is a target for New York Red Bulls. I remember after his loan spell of 1.5 seasons at Tottenham Hotspur, he has returned to RB Leipzig, but is expected to leave. With New York Red Bulls, they are interested in his services. Let's wait and see. Arsenal are interested in signing Christian Mosquera from Valencia. The 20-year-old Spanish centre-back has attracted interest from Arsenal. And apparently, Andre Bata does really love the player, and he wants to wrap that deal up as quickly as possible because the player has previously been linked with a potential moves to Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, as well as RB Leipzig, who had an agreement in place on personal terms, but were forced to step back due to what they figured was an overestimated asking price for a transfer fee for the 20-year-old Spanish defender. Very, very good defender, very good youngster. I can't tell you that I've watched him enough beyond, the clips on YouTube here and there and on social media, but from the look of things, he looks to be a very, very good defender. Good on both feet, that's left and right, but although predominantly on the right, and apparently can play as a right back as well as a right-footed centre back, and that's why he's attracted the attention of Arsenal, who initially in the transfer window wanted to sign Dean Howson, but Real Madrid beat them to that signature. But they were not the only team that were interested in his services. Chelsea, Liverpool were among the other clubs that had wanted to sign Dean Howson from AFC Bournemouth. Then, of course, Kepa Arrizabalaga completed his medicals yesterday ahead of a move from Chelsea to Arsenal in a £5 million deal, while Miles Lewis-Kelly did sign a new long-term contract at Arsenal. That's a 5-year contract there for the 18-year-old England forward. Ethan Nwaneri is expected to be next in line to sign his contract, as well as Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, and perhaps Leandro Trossard in as far as Arsenal contracts are concerned. Paul Pogba did travel to Monaco to do his medicals and put pen to paper on a 2-year contract, while Ansu Fati is also making the loan move from Barcelona to join AC Monaco. Let's wait and see how everything will transpire in that regard, in regards to those transfers, because they could go through anytime between now and early into next week. Is there anything we've not tackled? Then yes, Bayern Munich and Nick Woltmet did reach an agreement on personal terms for the 23-year-old versatile striker to join them from Stuttgart, although Bayern Munich are yet to reach an agreement with Stuttgart over the transfer fee. That's according to Florian Plettenberg of Sky Germany. So let's wait and see what that means in the following in the coming days. Otherwise, it's been a pleasure doing this with you. Let's do it again later at lunchtime, during the lunchtime broadcast at around either 1:30 or 2 p.m. depending, but that's news dependent. I'm not guaranteeing that I'll be here, but should there be news worthy of us talking about, you will most definitely hear it from me on the channel. Keep it locked on the Football Tribe channel. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Stay blessed and have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.